Hey everybody, I'm going to show you here today how to use iFretless guitar as a MIDI controller with Beatmaker 2. I'm going to use a custom Beatmaker 2 sample pack I've put together, run it through Ampkit, and you could put it into your favorite DAW, but for now I'm just going to use a speaker output. So I'll get started by loading. Whoops. I did not want to do that. I get started by loading my iFretless guitar here, and I'll load my Beatmaker 2 also in the input. I'll add my amp kit right in here into the effects slot of Audiobus and our speaker output. Alright, we've got everything connected on here, so we're pretty much done with the actual Audiobus app itself right now. It'll all run in the background. So let's switch over to Beatmaker 2 here. I'll start up a new project, keyboard sampler, and I'll just go to my preset I've made here. It's a Yamaha Pacifica. I've only released this on the Audiobus forum because you can only really use it with Beatmaker through Audiobus, running it through something like Ampkit or Jam Up or Amplitude or any kind of effects. I guess you can use some of the internal Beatmaker 2 effects as well, but much better through a guitar effect simulator like one of those. Alright, so I'll just load my electric guitar here. If you want to pick this up, which you may, just head over, make yourself an account on the Audiobus forum, and give a search for Yamaha in the little search function, and it should pop up right away. You can download it there. Leave me a comment if you want; it'd be great. Anyhow, I'm going to click this little MIDI on the little MIDI icon here and just set it to input channel 1. The reason I do that is because right now I'm just going to show you this, and this is all I'm going to show you. But if you were doing this in a song, you might want to add your drums in and everything else and not have it play while you're playing the fretless guitar. So we'll stick to channel 1 for now and not omni-channel. So let me go to my track view, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to draw a little MIDI file. I'll make sure to turn my metronome off, and I can also I'll make it looped. The only reason I'm doing this is just to test Ampkit. I'll actually turn Ampkit off right now, and I'll add this MIDI file here. Alright, so I'll just draw up something real quick. G, and I'll just copy this over. Whoops. I'll just copy this over a bunch. Damn it. There we go. And I'll drag some of these up a little bit and give herself a little bit of a song. Let's see. Alright, let's give this a listen. Alright, very simple, of course. Now what I can do, I'm going to drag this. I'll show you how you can quickly make some chords here. So we got G, G, D. Alright, let's give this a listen. Sounds good. Let's pop over to our amp kit here, so we can test this out. I'll show you. This is only so that we can set up our new setup here. So I'll make a new setup, the default setup, and we'll just test this here really quickly. As you can hear, it sounds amped now. Great. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap out maybe this effect here. I got the Teos rectifier. I'll swap out this effect, and we'll put in this Rocktron zombie distortion, and we'll check out our parameters on that. I'm going to turn the loudness down just a little bit because I imagine it's going to be quite loud. The rest should be fine. Let's try that out. There, so obviously we got an alright sound. You can swap out this microphone here. Let's listen to it. Right on. Alright, so let me pop back to BeatMaker here because I just want to show you something really quickly. But I went over setting up the MIDI here, putting your input channel 1, but you notice also in the settings there's a MIDI setup here, and you'll notice that iFretless guitar does not appear in the input slot. Neither does iFretless bass. The reason for this I'm not quite sure, but I assure you it does work. One thing you're going to have to do is put this keyboard sampler on top. Alright, so now we've got our sound that we want and we've got everything set up. Let's pop over to the iFretless guitar and set that up and begin playing. Alright, I'll hide this Audiobus here. There's a few things I like to set up, so I'm just going to go through and do that really quickly. I like to have the note names up, and I like to have the scrolling turned off. Everything else is going to be pretty much unimportant except for this velocity, which I'll show you in a second here. In our MIDI destination, we'll select BeatMaker 2, and in our out channel, we'll select 1 for the reasons I told you earlier. Perhaps you'll have more keyboard samplers going, and you don't want them all to be controlled by iFretless. So we should be ready to rock here, so let's check this out. Okay, so obviously you're noticing that it doesn't sound like it does on the BeatMaker sampler, and that's because I've put all the different techniques into the one instrument on the sampler, and it's all divided by velocity, so the velocity really controls what sound you're going to hear. So I'll go back in here and I'll go to my little velocity slider, which is just excellent for this purpose because it has the 2 end caps. So I know that if you do go to the Audiobus forum and pick up my Yamaha Pacifica preset, you're going to first of all notice that there's a map on the site there, shows you what the velocities do and how to use them. So you can correspond that with the numbers that are given here. So we know that moving this all the way up to 100 and moving the end cap all the way down, whoops, kind of finicky sometimes, we'll move it down to 119, then everything should just be standardly played now. Alright, so looks like we got ourselves a decent sound here. So as you hear there, we got our normal sounds. You may want to just leave it with different velocities here to mess around. Like for example, we could take this all the way up to 126, move the bottom slider all the way up to 121, and now we'll only have our palm mutes. So we can do some. So you can see you can really mess around with a lot of different stuff, or you can attempt to play it, all with velocity wise. You can lower it down and get some different sounds down here. Alright, that's pretty much all I wanted to show you today. You can of course bring your Audiobus thing open here, and you can open your beatmaker, and you can record the MIDI that you're playing on here just as it's played into beatmaker. Should work out pretty good. I'm not too sure about how the bend information sends, but you can try that out and maybe let me know how it works out for you. I guess that's pretty much everything I wanted to show you. So the one other thing I did want to show you though is the MIDI bend here seems to work best with beatmaker on MIDI bend 1. And you start cranking it up, and it really only goes to one note no matter how far you're sliding. So let's keep it down at 1. It seems to work best. Alright everybody, I hope you enjoy. I find this really fun fun combination here and get some really realistic sounds. So check that out. Make yourself an account on the Audiobus forum if you don't already have one, and pick up the beatmaker sampler preset that I made. The internal sounds, the samples, I actually got from a free sample set that was on the internet. So they aren't recorded by me, so that was not my work, but I did put it all together for beatmaker and arranged it this way so that you can use these different techniques with a realistic sounding guitar, change your effects and everything. Should work out good for you. Alright everybody, thanks.